Well, hello there, everybody. Hope you all are having a great week, and welcome back to another riveting edition of the Weekly. This is your update video for Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. Apologize for the delay in distribution this week, but we've got a lot of things going on here to report, and so I'm excited to kind of walk through everything we've got going. And before we jump into the order of agenda for today's update video, I do want to take a few minutes and recap and debrief from this past weekend's activities that we had. The first thing that most of you are probably aware of is the choir that we had join in for the first time in the performance season this year, and led the services and also presented Is He Worthy? And just want to thank them for their work. Want to thank Chris for all of his preparation as well to go along with Is He Worthy and to sing the solo on that. Thought it was a really great weekend. I thought the choir did a great job, and in fact I think everybody else thought the same thing as well, as you can see from my email inbox that afternoon. But what I really appreciate is everyone's attitude. Sunday morning had a lot of moving parts, but you guys made it easy. You were there with the attitude to worship and to lead our people well and to model for them what it means to have to take worship seriously, but also to do so with joy. And so I really appreciate that. I also want to just remind you of how this how the choir's participation in worship is such a critical aspect of the vision for our team. I think a lot of times in the debate between traditional worship music or contemporary worship music or modern worship songs or hymns or whatever, a lot of times in the debate we make the arguments surround style. We talk about style. We talk about what might be relevant from an aesthetic standpoint. And really, the debate should not center around style at all. I think whenever it does, we lose the forest for the trees. The real thing in worship is not that worship is something that's presented. It's not a show that's given over or even some type of Christian entertainment. Worship is something that God calls all of his people to do, and to do so within the context, yes, of individually with their own personal worship, yes, within their homes with family worship, but ultimately in the gathered church and in the gathered local church, God calls his people to gather together to worship. We have to remember that God has a chosen people, and that there are that yes, there is personal responsibility within that, but also that we are unified and collected together as the body of Christ. And so that means that when you come to worship, there is the expectation of participation. This is unlike any other type of musical performance. Yes, some musical performances include participation from the audience. Some genres lend themselves to the audience singing along, or if you go to a pop concert, oftentimes the audience will sing along. But that's not the purpose of the concert. The purpose of the concert is not to lead the audience in singing the songs. It's to be a demonstration, a display of the artist's talent, of their creativity, their performance ability, their overall aesthetic level of attainment. It's not participation. That's the unique thing that we do in worship. It's participation. And I think one of the supreme elements of participatory leadership in worship is the choir. It is the visual representation to the congregation of what it is they are there to do. And I think whenever we go light on that presentation, we lose the ability to lead our people well. And so that's why it's a big part of the vision. I've given this vision to the choir, and I think I've even talked about it here on the weekly, of the choir being involved every single weekend in leading our people. And not just a limited number, but a vast multitude of people being involved in our choir. I'll keep this before you too. I have the vision and desire that we have 100 active members in our choir, and that those 100 people will serve regularly, ongoing throughout the year in a sacrificial way that will serve our people well. And that's want to keep moving us there. Want to keep pushing us there. Our congregation continues to grow, even through some difficult months the last 2 years. And as we continue to grow, I want to continue to build a team of worship leaders that is going to communicate the truth of who God is, sing that, celebrate that, honor Him, lift Him high for in this generation and for the generations to come. So anyway, that's why the choir is important. There you go. There's my little soapbox for you for the morning. For those who are interested, I'm including in the description of this video a link to the game film, in quotes, so to speak, the game film of Is He Worthy? We've got a cut of the 9 o'clock hour, the performance in the 9 o'clock hour and the performance in the 10:30 hour back to back. And there's a link to a YouTube video in the description for this. If you're interested in checking that out and listening to a replay of both of those hours, just follow that link down to YouTube and you can check it out there. I will say for online, the audio of the choir was really quiet. It's pretty difficult to hear them for online, but that's just the nature of house mix versus online mix. Don't listen to that and think, well, no one could hear the choir in the house. No, that's not true. We were there. We could all hear the choir just fine. That's the nature of online broadcast audio versus live audio. Those are two very different beasts. And just because of the nature of our team, the nature of those who are interested in helping out with audio, we don't have the ability right now to split those up and make unique mixes, one for the house, one for the online stream. But hey, here's a plug. If you're interested in broadcast audio and helping out with that, jump on in here. Let me know. Let me know what's going on, and let me know if you'd be interested in helping out there. Okay, so the other thing, speaking of broadcast, the other thing that happened this weekend, which was awesome, was Randy Smith led a training session. He really just did a masterclass in television broadcast for our camera team, and it was excellent. If you missed that, you really did miss a treat. Not only was the content excellent, it was very applicable. There wasn't a lot of unapplicable theory involved. It was all very applicable stuff. So I appreciate Randy doing that. But also, and I mentioned this to Randy on Monday, I really love his passion for broadcast and for doing it well. He is not only a master of the craft, but he loves the craft. He loves the process so much. So if you're involved with the broadcast team, learn from Randy. Look at what he's doing, and really use that to hone your own skills. He's always willing to train, to give insights. He's definitely not stingy with his information. He's always willing to share. So I just want to thank Randy for that. I want to thank those of you who came out to participate in that. I thought it was a great afternoon. I thought there was lots of energy and excitement in going on there. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited about where that team is headed and what's going to be possible going here into our new season of ministry. Okay, well, final thing there. I've just got a note. If you're watching this and you've been involved with broadcast and on the camera team in the past and have set out for a season, I want to welcome you back and encourage you to jump in and get reconnected. I think there are some really exciting opportunities, and of course, with the new positions that we're adding to the team, the new increased capability, it's going to require lots of personnel. But I'm not just trying to fill open positions. I really am trying to get people connected here, and this is a great connection point. This, serving anywhere on the worship team is a great place to meet people and to build relationships, which is really important. I hope it's also a place that you can get encouraged, and ultimately I hope that you're growing in your knowledge of who God is, growing in your understanding of the scriptures, and so let me encourage you, get plugged in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be a participant there. Okay. Let's jump into the order for today. The first thing that I want to bring up to you is blockout dates for November and December. Now, we technically the emails for this to let you know about blockout dates aren't officially going to go out until next week. However, if you are a super duper overachiever and you want to go ahead and start putting in your blockout dates for November and December, the window is open. You are welcome to. Just hop into Planning Center. You should, I think most of you know how to do that. I'll roll a video here in just a moment so you can check that out as a good reminder. But this is a good opportunity here as we're kind of rounding out 2022. I guess we're about to enter into the final quarter of the year. As we do that, take a moment, look through your calendar, see what you've got queued up, and go ahead and put in those blockout dates. Just a reminder, this will also include Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and go ahead and put them in through New Year's Day as well, because I'm going to go ahead and schedule out that service before we get into the holiday season, as I know everyone's schedule will be pretty crazy. I'll talk about here, I'll talk about in the next segment what we're planning to do for New Year's Eve and for Christmas Day. But that just to say, I want to encourage everybody to be involved with that, as many people as possible. But if you know for sure that you've got family things going on or cannot make the commitment, please do make sure that those get blocked out so that you're not scheduled for those. Let's take just a moment here. Here's a 2-minute video walking you through how to submit blockout dates via the mobile app. On the Planning Center online mobile app, what you'll want to do is open up Planning Center on your device. I have an iPhone here, but you could also do this on an iPad or any Android device that you're using. Open up the Planning Center app. It should default open to plans. All you have to do is on the bottom left-hand corner, hit schedule. You'll see there toward the top on the left side, it says add blockout. All you have to do is tap that. Here's also a feature. If you are set up as a household, you and your spouse, say you guys are going to be out together, all you have to do is tap their name, and you see how Kelsey highlighted there. You can add a blockout date for both of you. If you and your spouse are both in Planning Center, and if you'd like to use that feature, all you have to do is reach out to me, and I'd be happy to set that up for you. But for now, I'll turn that off. First thing you do is go to the start date of your blockout date. Let's say I'm going to be out the first week of November. So what I'd want to do is go to November. I believe the first this year is on a Monday. And so all I'd have to do is put in November 1st. And I'd want that to end maybe the next weekend. So I'll put it through November 7th or November 8th, whatever makes sense. And then come down here, you can put a reason, that's your frequency. Let's say you're out the first Sunday of every month. You can set up a frequency there. But for most of the time, blockout dates are just one-offs. And then your reason, all you have to do is tap down here and you can say out of town, you can say on vacation. For those of you who serve elsewhere and you want to block out those dates, you could say, serving on the security team or serving with the student ministry or missions meeting, however that makes sense. And then if you press the check mark there. You'll see under your blockout dates now, you have all of your dates in there. And should you ever need to adjust one of those, you can just tap on the blockout date. And I'm going to delete this one. You can just hit blockout. Very good. Like I said, I know most of you are familiar with this process by now. If there's anything you're having issues with, or if you're brand new and you're just struggling with it, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to help. I know we are a technology-heavy team, but we do so because those are good tools that help us stay organized, and I want to make sure that you have a full grasp of how all of that works. Okay, the final, update for today, I want to take a look over here at the activities during December. I don't have a readout for you, but I'll just kind of walk you through everything. If you pull out your calendar, you can take a look at all of these. The first thing is Sunday, December 4th, the choir will be leading worship with the worship team that morning. And they will also do one of the songs coming up for their concert on Friday, December 9th. All of that will take place during, hopefully, what will be all three services at that time. We will hopefully be in the new space by Sunday, December 4th. And so all three services, the choir will be leading that morning. And as I mentioned, the second event will be the choir concert on Friday, December 9th. That'll be at 7 o'clock p.m. We are planning to do a church-wide fellowship event that night in conjunction with it. It'll probably start around like 5:30 or 6, so be looking for that as well. Also, Thursday, December 15th, that is the evening we're planning to do the worship team Christmas party. Go ahead and block this out. I know it's a night of the week, but what we're planning to do is meet up, do some Christmas caroling, and then we're going to come together. We'll have a catered meal, and then we'll play some games and just have fun and enjoy fellowship with one another. Then Christmas Eve services. Those will be, of course, on Saturday, December 24th, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock p.m. The call time that day will be 11:15 a.m. And for those of you who are in the band or running projection or audio for that event, we will have a rehearsal on Wednesday, December 22nd, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. If you're doing broadcast for that as well, go ahead and block that out, because I would kind of like to do tech rehearsal and have all the tech up and going, especially with since everything will be so new by that point. Go ahead and block that out on your schedule. So again, December 24th, service times 1, 3, 5 p.m., call time at 11:15 a.m., and then rehearsal from 6 to 8 p.m. on Wednesday, December 22nd. And then finally, I said I would talk about this in this segment. We have Sunday, December 25th. We will do one Sunday morning service at 10 o'clock a.m. that morning. And what I'm planning to do is we'll do some pretty traditional Christmas hymns that morning. And it'll basically be a piano. We'll have a song leader, and then I'm going to invite all of the choir, but really all of the worship team to participate in the choir. And we'll even throw it out there for the congregation. Anybody who wants to come, 30 minutes early and sing through the songs together, we'll lead them together. We'll stream that morning for those who are going to stay at home and be a bunch of party poopers. We will stream that out on Sunday morning as well for those of you. I'm kidding, I guess. You're not a party pooper. All right. So, final thing today, let's talk through the service for this coming weekend. This is Sunday, October 2nd. Yes, that's right. October. She is here already. Sunday, October 2nd, we'll start the service that morning. We will start before the service that morning with a brand new song called Rejoice. This is on the newest Getty album, I think that just came out this past Friday. And great song. Have a listen to it. It's pretty short, about 3 minutes and 45 seconds. We will have the band take the stage at 6 minutes till, and then will kick in at 3 minutes and 40 seconds still. Like I said last weekend, we're using some different countdown timers and things. I'll talk about that on Sunday morning, but you'll kind of see what's going on there. Okay, then call to worship, which I'll have Joe lead. Psalm 100, verses 1, 2, and 5, and the ESV there. We'll do it kind of like we did this past weekend. Then we'll start with O for 1,000 Tongues to Sing, starting with adoration at the top of the service. This is, I'm kind of following a new structure for service planning. We have followed a structure that follows more the flow of energy of the songs and then thematically tying it into the message, which we're still doing that as well. So we're not removing those aspects, but we're also adding a slightly more structured approach to the liturgy. Okay, so don't think that we're going full high church on you here. Okay, we're going to go a little more structured in that starting our services, yes, with a call to worship. That's a good separation that says this time that we're about to do is special time. It's time set apart specifically for the worship of God with his gathered church. And so we want to make a clear distinction and a clear start to that. And then immediately enter our worship time with adoration and making sure that the song that we do there is all about God and about who he is, and to make sure that song is Trinitarian. I think that this is important. Not that we can't have songs that include our response or what we're doing, or even less often something that's individualistic, but we want to start and make sure that our singing, that our first song especially is directed toward God, who he is, and that it's Trinitarian in nature. And then we'll go into welcome and greeting. Then we've got our 3-song set, His Mercy is More, Come Behold the Wondrous Mystery, and Turn Your Eyes. And then after the message, everything that happens there within the message. Then after the message, we'll do an invitation song that will include the full band, but we don't have horn charts, so no horns. But it'll include the full band. It's called Gladly Would I Leave Behind Me. The invitation this weekend is going to be an invitation to surrender. And instead of doing something, that would be expected, like I Surrender All or something like that, I wanted to do a song that would, I guess, dive a little more into specifically what that looks like. And so this Gladly Would I Leave Behind Me it's a great song that kind of walks through all of the individual aspects of that. The first verse here, I'll read it to you. All of the verses they all start with this gladly would I, and then it spells it out from there. But this first verse says, gladly would I leave behind me all the pleasure I have known, to pursue surpassing treasures at the throne of God the Son. Worthy of unending worship, love and loveliness is he. By his precious death were millions from the jaws of death set free. Great lyrics, and then it's got a beautiful chorus. It's a really pretty song in and of itself. Okay, well, everybody, I hope you all have a great week. Thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for sticking with me through the whole update video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Otherwise, I will see you this weekend. Take care, everyone.